Everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook, and coming soon, Missing 2 by Mia Molson's The on Amazon. Double the suspense, double the fun. Check it soon on Amazon. Also, Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Illumically, Think Tank of the Future. The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, now on Amazon. And also How You Tan Music. Check out the latest at howyoutamusic.com. We're here with a terrific lady, a former taxi driver, dispatcher of 30 plus years, been playing music since 68 with a guitar and husband in a bluegrass band. Also appeared as extra with Christopher Reeves, and which is his last movie, and also appeared in a number of YouTube shorts. I'll talk more about that. She's a grandmother of 9 to grandbabies from 10 to 22, and a former private investigator from 90 to 95, and currently writing a book about her mom. We'll talk more about that. Live, ladies and gentlemen, Plus Studios in beautiful downtown, somewhere in Calgary, the amazing former taxi driver and also musician, and the author of the book, which basically it's about mom's dementia. We'll talk more about that. Ladies and gentlemen, multi-talented Geri Ann Lloyd. Geri, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good day, Mike. How's it? Wonderful day today, and I'm glad to be on the show with you today.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Geri. So you're a former taxi driver, dispatcher of 30 plus years. You've been playing music since 68, and you've been playing guitar with your husband in a bluegrass band. You appeared as an extra with Christopher Reeves, the last one before he passed on. You've been doing YouTube shorts as well, and you're a grandmother to 9 grandbabies from 10 to 22. You're a former private investigator from 90 to 95, and you're currently writing a book about your mom's dementia. We'll talk more about that. And before getting all that, Geri, tell us how I first got started.
How all this got started for the cab, or
Way
yeah,
back, way back.
way back. Okay, so if we start in 1968, my father had started a family band, and when I was about 5, I got the tambourine, and apparently I was pretty good at that. So they graduated me to the auto harp, which I still have. I still have this auto harp. And then about when I was 8 years old, my dad said, "Can you play this guitar?" So he showed me a few chords, and next thing you know, we're playing every Sunday for our supper at the Legions. Like, we did a tour through Calgary, and it was for the family suppers, lunches, every Sunday, and we were like that for probably 5 years. We did that, so I got to hone my skills and my singing, which sometimes I was always curious about. Um, and then I started teaching my grandchildren. And my oldest musician grandson, who's 14, has now got music on Spotify. He's got a band that he plays around in a town called Okotoks, which is just south of Calgary. And he I just can't believe how well he's doing. He's impressing people all over the place. And at
Nice.
14, they're now asking him to start teaching other children how to play
Wow.
guitar. Yeah. So I have a series called Five Guys, One Guitar. And he's one of the guys that did a couple of different things on the guitar for me so that we could show the range of this guitar. I inherited a 1967 Hofner. My dad had bought it in Germany when he was in Germany. So when he passed on, it came to me, and I wanted to feature the versatility of
Okay.
this guitar. And through these series, I'm hoping that people can see, that old is just as good as new. And it is an awesome guitar. So in that meantime, I started driving taxi, which I'm a third generation cab driver. My
Okay.
grandmother drove cab in BC in a place called Trail and Merritt. Then my mom and dad through Nelson in that area. And then when they came to Calgary, my dad became a mechanic. And so when I decided to drive cab, they didn't want me to. They said, "Don't do it." And I said, "Hey, it gives me the freedom I want because I can work when I want to, and nobody gives me a hard time when I don't work." So, and it worked out good because when I started driving, it was really great. I got married and started having kids. And when I had to take them to school, there was nobody saying I couldn't leave the job. I could pick up my kids in my cab, take them to school, pick them up, bring them home. And they loved it because they said all the kids figured they were rich because they got to get a cab every day to go home for lunch.
Or a limousine or horses or whatever. So
yeah. So that was but driving cab gave me an experience and empathy towards other people, because the one thing with driving cab is you see the lowest the low and the highest the high. Everybody comes through your cab at some point or another. I was fortunate enough to meet quite a few people. I met Abe Vigoda, Lauren Green, the mayor who became the premier of Alberta. And you can hear a lot of that. I'm trying to think. Ralph Klein is his name. And so you get to know quite a few people going through. This is when I also got a chance to meet Paul Brandt. He was working at the Children's Hospital at the time, and he would take a cab home at the end of the day because parking is horrendous in Calgary.
Oh, I bet. Probably full of horses, I'll bet you.
Oh my God, it was, yeah. And we all drive trucks here because that's our Cadillac. So to get in the trucks, especially when it gets snowy, you get your 4x4 going, and if you get into the ditch. And they taught me that no matter where you are in life, if you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're not, you're not. It doesn't matter if you have money or not. It doesn't matter if you have a house or not. If you're homeless or not. If you're a good person, you're a good person. And so it taught me how to wear the other shoe for a lot of people. So in my job then, when I was learning to be a PI and everything, I learned to look at more than just, oh, he's a cheater. Oh, he's this. There's always more than one side to that coin. As we know, there's
like such as, it's like, there's more to say, hey, he's a cheater, he's a stealer, he's a thief, or he's about to kill somebody, maybe digging more like a little bit of a tricks and everything else.
Yeah. And driving cab again came in because nobody suspects a cab driver. Oh, it's just a cab sitting there. Oh, it's just a cab sitting there. And so you could find out more than the normal private investigator for it, because nobody looks at you this way. And it was at that point that I started seeing the dark side of life. And I started seeing some things that I could never undo. And I retired from the private investigator. And when they asked me about it, I just say it's a dark business. And my soul couldn't deal with it. As you know, Mike, I do believe in God, and I do believe he protects us. But sometimes he puts us in situations just to remind us that we need to stay a good person, no matter what. And I had to protect my soul.
And we all thought Columbo was a good person. Oh, and there's one more thing, and I'm sorry to bother you. Just one small detail I need to ask you about. It's been really, really bothering me. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah. So you learn there's the one side of the coin, the other side of the coin, and the ridge of the coin. And having to be on that ridge a lot of times was a balancing act, but I learned that how to take care of myself and protect myself from falling into that rabbit hole when I'm trying to investigate something.
You certainly did as well, too. Something you could play investigator in a movie if you thought about that, or a taxi driver in a movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've thought about that quite a bit. I'm coming up to 65. I'll be 65 next year. So I'm looking at retiring from my present job where I work at the hospital, and going more into these arts, which is something I've always liked. When I was on the set of Black Fox with Christopher Reeve and Tony Todd, I had the greatest time. It was the most greatest time in the world. And my husband's, as you know, my last name, I met Christopher Reeve, and I said, you got to meet my husband. You got to meet my husband. So when I grabbed my husband, said, come on over, I said, Christopher Reeve, meet my husband, Christopher Lloyd. And the look on both of their faces was hilarious. I loved it.
Christopher Lloyd, I'm thinking, was he that guy in Back to the Future? We're going back to the future.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. So my husband always thought that he would be great on The Price is Right because he has a famous name. He would be called on down. He said, I wouldn't know the prices of anything, but I'd be called on down.
And he'd be driving that DeLorean as well, too, in Back to the Future as well. Come on, Marty,
Yeah.
let's go back to the future.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
And of course, you got a great future yourself as well in movies. You appeared as an extra. We did talk about that. You've done another YouTube shorts, and you're also writing a book as well about your mom. We'll talk more about that with Geri Ann Lloyd. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor, The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love it at first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has gone great reviews. And Evil Evidence enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. For It Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Coming soon to Amazon, Missing 2 by Mia Molson-Zia. Double suspense, double the fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also, Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Illuminitic, think tank of the future, brings scientists and engineers together from all over the world, creating a method to construct a renewable generator. This unique product operates on a closed loop system, generating more energy internally than needs to function. The electricity can be used for everything, for homes, power grids, phones, laptops. This power source is renewable, highly scalable, most importantly, self-regenerating. Visit facebook.com/Illuminical. That's ELLUMENIPTICAL today. Also, Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, including 30 exquisite paintings and King David's Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives a new perspective of David through the Psalms he wrote and his time as a shepherd growing up, plus his turbulent yet complicated relationship with King Saul. It's story of love, hope, betrayal, repentance, and more. Check it out. Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. Also brought to you by High Tan Music, featuring Smash Hit Baby Comeback. New music coming soon. Check it out. HighTanMusic.com. Also, Mike Wagner Show at MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check out the website. Also appears on 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries. Tickets with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, Wrinkles, cool merchandise, and more. Check it out today on Amazon. Support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, also BitChute, Rumble, more. Make sure you support and subscribe today. We're here with the amazing former taxi driver, dispatcher, 30 plus years, and the author of your current book, Geri Ann Lloyd, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And before we talk about your upcoming book, you appear in a number of YouTube shorts, and you seem to have bitten the acting bug for a long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's something, like you go. I remember the first movie I went to see was Gone with the Wind, and I thought that would be awesome. And it kind of just went along, and I thought this would be great. And then when the music became part of my life, I was still on stage. So for me,
wow.
You have to have a presence on stage. You got, like you look at Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, you got to have that presence in order for a commanding presence, as my dad called it. So people would listen to you and talk, hear your songs, get up and dance. And let me tell you, when you're playing in a band, when people get up to dance, that just puts us over the moon, like unbelievably. It's such a thrill to see that people like your music enough that they can dance to it. Because
nice.
You could probably think of a few times where you've listened to music and go, yeah, give it a 3, Bob. I don't know if I can dance to that,
unless you have enough beers or doing the polka or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they all get better towards closing time, don't they?
You
Um,
got it. Yeah, of course. The more you drink, the better you sound. They say.
yeah, that's right. That's so true. So yeah, so I do want to follow that passion in. I don't believe the stereotyping that when you get older, you're not looked at as being wanted by Hollywood or films or anything else. Yet that seems to be the way it's going now, isn't it? Is that they're looking for the older people that can talk and do what they want and be relaxed about it instead of anxious. Because you got to admit, once you hit 60, nothing bothers you anymore. You just kind of, okay.
Exactly. It's like you've been there, done that, and we know all that goes. It's like, yeah, I've been through it before. We've been through that round, and share kids, grandkids, and everything, and learn from us for a change.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So in going into that, like you say, I've been writing a book about my mom. My mom's been on this journey for 8 years. She was diagnosed with this in Calgary, that when they were just starting to understand the different styles of dementia. And so the book is going to be When the Sun Goes Down, and it's going to talk about all the issues. And the one thing I have to say, if you do have somebody that's in dementia, never argue with them. My mom was fortunate enough to live in Chicago in the years of Al Capone.
Mm.
And yeah, so she has quite a few of the long-term memories, not so much the short-term, but the long-term memories. And she keeps telling me the same story of when she was in Buffalo, New York, how she met Elvis. I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't know, but I'm like, oh, what did you guys do? And bless her heart, she goes, well, he asked me if I'd ever been to a Negroid church before, and I'm trying to keep a straight face now. And I said, oh, yeah, he took me to this Negroid church and they played music and they sang and they danced. And I've never seen anything like that. And then he made sure I got a cab home. And I'm just, okay, mom, that's awesome. I love that. So
Nice, nice. You probably
yeah,
give her a peanut butter and banana sandwich to go or something.
yeah,
Make sure you're well fed, my lady,
yeah,
or make sure you're well
exactly.
fed, ma'am.
Yeah. So, you get stories out of them that you don't know if they're true or not, but I go with it. And I'm making every time I come home, I see her once a week because it is an hour and a half drive to go see her. I come home and I immediately write out everything that she told me because some of the stuff is just hilarious. I can't stop laughing because she'll be in this delusional state, as I call it, and then she'll be snap right out of it and go, I never said that. And then she'll go right back to the delusional state. So it is quite the story. And it is also talking about my feelings about this, how I feel going through this with her. Because I mean, there is some regret, that, did I miss this part of my life? How could I have missed this? And then you realize when you talk to, like, I have 13 brothers and a sister. So I talk to all the family and, to get the different eras. So that's how we kind of figure out where she is in her life, in her mind. Because when she started the dementia, she didn't know probably the last 2 years.
Mm.
Now she's in the 50s and the 60s is the earliest memory she has, going back to when she was adopted when
Hmm.
she was about 3 or 4 or something. And so that's how we keep track of where she is in her mind. So we know how to talk appropriately with her about things. Because she does get stressed if you start talking about things that she can't remember. She can't remember her husband had died, and she gets very agitated, and it takes a lot to calm her down. So I
Mm.
try and be with her when that transition happens because I have that sense of humor with her. We have a lot in common. We are very close. She helped me raise my kids after my first husband passed away. And so I seem to be by default the one that makes her laugh, or she always, oh, Jerry, I can't believe you said that. Oh, Jerry, why are you doing that? But yeah, this book is probably going to be pretty detailed, and it will talk about the guilt I have and how I feel about it. And it was sparked by working at the hospital. And we have a long-term care memory ward, which is a lockdown ward. And watching what some of the families are going through with their loved ones started me to, why am I not writing this down? Maybe other people could learn from this and how to deal with it. And I have inspired quite a few of my friends whose mother or father are going through it right now, who do work for me. So they've learned a lot. We've learned a lot from each other, I have to say. I have an amazing staff. I mean, all we do is clean the hospital. That's why I was telling you, just call me Swirly, because I could tell you how many toilets are in every bathroom, in every part of the hospital. It's just
and probably make a YouTube video of it as well, too, along with your shorts. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking I could write a TV script about the hospital and call it as the toilet swirls, you know.
or Swirly Hospital. You could call it that too,
Yeah.
Swirly Hospital.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Swirly Hospital.
So,
I really like that. And of course, you talked about some of the dementia as well, too, and talk about the different types of dementia.
well, you have the short-term dementia, which is what it is the brain shutting down. And what it is, it's been described to me, as the brain shrinks. So it's short-circuiting things. So people could say, I'm hungry while eating a cookie, and nobody feeds me while they're eating. Not understanding the words that are being said to people. That's one kind of dementia. The other one is an Alzheimer's type dementia, where they do remember, but not correctly. I did this for so many years when in reality, no, they didn't. They had watched a TV show, so it's very controversial for, I guess, the family.
Uh-huh.
That's the biggest thing, is arguing that's not how I remembered it. Why are you remembering it differently? I'm just learning a lot about the different dementias now, from a course that we have at the hospital from a wonderful educator, and it's called Supportive Pathways. And it's teaching us all the different kinds of dementias, how to recognize it, and how to deal with it. And as workers, we have to be careful for the violent dementia, which is quite frequently, because when some don't understand what's going on, they turn violent. They don't understand. They can't control themselves. So I have to teach my workers how to be safe around these people when you're cleaning the rooms and things like that. So I'm learning more and more about it. There's the withdrawal dementia, where people just quit talking. They get diagnosed for dementia and they just quit talking. You can't get them to say a word. They'll nod their head. They'll, but you can't get a word out of them. They've forgotten how to write. So it's a very difficult thing. So there is quite a few different dementias. I'm hoping to have a podcast soon with a friend of mine who runs what they call a dementia cafe here. And what it is that people who are still caregiving at home for their dementia partner can go to a cafe that she has set up with, where they can bring that dementia person, have them taken care of, so that they can go grocery shopping or sit with people and have a conversation and stuff like that. So she's been running that about 2 years now. So I'm getting that all set into place. And her friend is what we call a death doula. I don't know if you know what a death doula is someone, nobody dies alone. And these people are trained to be with people who are dying, especially if they haven't got anybody, or families far away, or there's so many different scenarios. So there's quite a bit to be learned from the elderly right now. And unfortunately, not all of it is good. Some of it is, but not all of it. But I want people to understand how to deal with it, because we're living longer than we have in quite a few centuries, if I'm correct. I think the average age at one time was like in their 70s for men, and mid 70s to 80s for women. Now we're living to 100, 103, 105.
And soon 110, and it could be 120, maybe 125, or the Chinese are known to really stretch it, maybe 130.
Yeah. So we've never lived this long before. So we're learning how our brain behaves, how our body behaves as we get older, because not everybody is going to be blessed to keep the marbles. I'm sorry, I've lost a few of them along the way, I'm sure, but as I get older, maybe I'll find them again. I'm not sure.
We know though the best way I lost some marbles is getting hit in the head with too many hockey pucks. That's what you watch hockey too much.
Oh, okay. Me, it's smacking my head going, oh God, I can't believe you did that.
Or I can't believe I ate the whole thing. That sort of too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So
You got
I'm hoping that this book will inspire other people to start looking at how we're treating our elderly, how we're taking care of them, and specifically the family, because I've raised my family to believe everybody's going to die. We know this, but this trick of it is the fewest regrets you can take with you, because we're going to have regrets, but if you can limit them, it would be a lot easier on yourself and other people. I've heard too many deathbed confessions of I wished, I wished, I wished, I wished, I wished, and the list gets long sometimes. And I don't wish that for anybody else. I mean, I don't wish that for me, and I don't wish that for my children while they're watching me die.
Mm-hmm. Right, and exactly, yeah, and of course, just one thing as well too about the book. How can we help?
Well, I just ask for submissions from different people to tell me how they've dealt with the type of dementia that, let me know what kind of dementia you're dealing with your parents and how you're dealing with it, and I hope to put that in part of the book for, the question and answer period is what I want to call it, but it'll be something else, I'm sure. But that's what I need is I'm only one person. I only have one brain. I need lots of brains to help me create what's needed for other people to learn from.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important as well too. What else is coming up for Geri Ann Lloyd and her new book? We'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's They're Missing, also brought to you by the Illuminati, think tank of the future. The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, now available on Amazon and High 10 Music. Check out the latest at high10music.com. We'll be back with the author Geri Ann Lloyd, and also more coming up on the Mike Wagner Show after this time out. We're back to the author Geri Ann Lloyd of When the Sun Goes Down here on the Mike Wagner Show. And lastly, and how can people reach you and what's your website?
Well, I don't have the website up and running. I'm still working on that one, but they can reach me through Geri Ann Lloyd at gmail.com. And all of it will be answered. I will answer everybody and show them how I can maybe ask questions. People can ask questions. I'm all open for any and all suggestions from people to try and help me finish this book, because I don't know how much longer I have with my mom, and I just hate for it. And then she died. I want to have more onto that. That's what I want to do. I'm hoping to show in some of my YouTube shorts things that I do with my mom. When we go out she loves going for rides for ice cream, and she has a favorite spot. So I want to take people out and show what we do, and just be kind and gentle with each other when dealing with this, because it's still in its infancy of how we're dealing with the mind now. I mean, it's just a supercomputer, and for some reason it's shutting down, and we don't know why yet.
Mm-hmm. And certainly, time to figure out as well too. And just a couple of things, Geri. What can we expect in 2025 and beyond?
Well, I'm going to finish my series of 5 guys and 1 guitar with the 67 Hofner. I'm planning on some more cool little towns in southern Alberta, so I will be doing a lot more shorts showing all around my town, because it is a very cool town. We live near Longview, which is where the home of Ian Tyson was, and all the things that are down there. We have a scenic area, very scenic area. And I want to highlight that when people come to Canada, they can know what to expect and what to see and where to go to places. Or if they, can say, okay, we're going to go see the Medicine Wheel, one of the megalithics just east of Calgary. This is how you get there. This is what it is, because I've been out last year to look for it and I couldn't find it. And then somebody said, did you go to the ferry? Oh, well, geez, nobody told me that. So there's little things like that I want to do. I am planning on getting my guitar band going again. I do have 5 musicians on my block, and we have been getting together and practicing a lot of songs so that we can be part of when we have Diamond Valley Days, celebrating the first time oil was found in Alberta. We beat Edmonton out by 6 months. That's how we still fight with Edmonton, but that's besides the point.
even in hockey, I could see that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Flames and the Elk are just, the Battle of Alberta, they call it, whether it be in football, in hockey. And right now, I guess we're getting very popular in soccer too, but I haven't watched any of the soccer matches yet, unfortunately. So.
Oh, that's okay. You include that in our next interview as well, too. Maybe get somebody on and everything like that. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
My biggest influence in my career, I have to say, Charlie Pride. He has encouraged me to, no matter what, get out there, do what you love to do. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you are brave enough to put yourself out there. And so, he's encouraged me through everything. There's what's the worst you can say? No? Well, if that's the worst that they can say and you know that, everything else is gold.
Pretty much it. And I think that's something important as well. Yes. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Don't take any regrets. I'd rather go through life going, I tried that, didn't like it, tried that one, tried it again. Rather than, I wished I'd had done this, or I wished I'd done that. I'd like to see people more, I want to try that, see how it goes for you. I mean, last year I just went ziplining for the first time.
Nice.
And by the time that I got to the third jump part of it, I was flipping around and doing all sorts of things, and the young kids were looking at me, and I said, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, you got that right. They got to get out there as well, too. Maybe down YouTube shorts. You never know.
Yeah. I'm working on that one as well. I do have the video, but it's just a matter between the grandchildren and work and my mom. It's very stressful. But when I do have downtime, I do my editing and get everything ready to get out there to the YouTube so people can see it.
All right, well, certainly check those out. We're going to go with the amazing Geri Ann Lloyd here on the Mike Wagner Show. Geri, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Live have you back. And once again, where can people contact you? Where can people check out your goods? And where can people find you on YouTube? And basically, how can people reach you?
They can look under YouTube. I'm Geri Ann Lloyd. And if they search like five guys, one guitar series, it'll pull them right into all the videos that I have out there right now for my town and what's going on in my town. They can reach me at Geri Ann Lloyd at gmail.com. And on Facebook, I haven't got my Facebook profile up and running yet, but it will be soon.
Certainly we'll check that as well. Once again, Geri, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish you all the best. And Geri, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mike. And thank you, everybody. You have an awesome night tonight.